All the way from Phoenix, Arizona, Portland, Oregon, and Dallas, Texas. It's the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast.
And we are live. Welcome to the Bros Before Elbows show. This is April 8th, 2020. We are in, 3 or 4 weeks into quarantine. I am your humble host, Tommy. I said Anthony. Anthony's on assignment in the Portland wilderness. He's hunting down a special report for next week that he'll bring to us live. Other host, man, the Monies, the Hollywood superstar, the chosen one out in Dallas. Theron, what is up, man?
What is up? Not much, just a few typical technical difficulties before the show starts, but we are here. We're trekking. We're figuring things out as we go. Yeah. So
We should have invested more in Zoom.
Oh, well, I have the app. Does that count?
I have the app too on my phone, yeah.
I just haven't it wouldn't matter. It's the wonky Wi-Fi around here in Carrollton, Dallas, Texas. Carrollton, which is like headed towards Dallas, the apartments I live in, I don't know. I think there's just too many people on right now, like Anthony was saying last week. Or it could be that. It could be the actual router might be bad. Or keeping my fingers crossed that we can get through this show without any hiccup.
One Piece.
Looking bleak there.
Yeah, man. Some pre-show shenanigans. Is it Spectrum internet you guys have out there? I think we've gone over this before.
Yeah, Spectrum, which is Cox Communications in Arizona.
Cox Communications.
Yeah, which they have like really fast internet that they offer, but I don't know. It's cable internet, and cable's wonky in the Windy City. Wait, we're not in the Windy City.
Lone Star State, sir.
Oh, you're right. Have good barbecue. Anyway, I don't know what that has to do with the internet, but yeah, man, just been holding it down. We're on now like 4. I've lost track. I don't know. I don't even know what day it is. I think it's Wednesday. I'm not really sure. Yeah, Easter's on Sunday.
That's Sunday, man. Sunday. What the heck? Yeah, that is weird, man.
Yeah,
I can't. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, what's everyone do for Sunday Easter dinner?
I don't think that doing those, maybe they're using Zoom. Zoom, a great way to communicate. That's a shout out to for little Tommy's birthday surprise. I don't know. Not supposed to have more than 10 people gathering, but some people seem just like.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
Midst.
What's you're in the midst of it in Texas. What's going on with the? Oh gosh, my whole Audacity just froze. What's going on out there? Is like there's people still like going out, or what's the scene down there?
So the first 2 weeks ago, I think park often to like throw a pigskin around. That's a football for people that don't know. It's like the only park open anywhere that we looked at. All the other ones were like closed and like roped off with caution tape. I haven't been back to see though. People are still out, not as much. So if you go out at any time of the day, you don't see the normal traffic. A lot more people staying home. I picked up a side hustle. That's something the millennials do, is a side hustle.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm down with the side hustle.
We're actually our millennials.
Postmates.
Oh, you did Postmates?
What?
You doing Postmates?
I gotta have a side hustle.
That's tight, man. Okay. Say we are actually our millennials. Like we're like the very tip of the top.
You're right.
Yeah. I get offended by that though.
We're like the last people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like the last. We're like the last in the age.
Yeah.
Barely made it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, yeah, millennials have side hustles. I'm one of those, and I got a side hustle.
Is there people like when you pick up from like are you driving around? Is there like people on the road or?
That's what I'm saying. No, like normal. So normally when you go out at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, you expect some heavy traffic.
Yeah.
Up and down the freeways or the surface roads. There's like no, not really. You can drive like it was like, I don't know, like the middle of the day where there's no traffic. It's just insane. There's not as many people out. People are obviously listening to the instructions of the health people or whatever. I don't know what to think anymore with it. I'm about tired of talking about
I know,
it. So
man.
I don't want to really get into it.
Sorry, man. I'm just curious, like what's going on with like each state. So like,
No, that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. I'm just tired of like looking at it as a whole because it's like one day you hear like, okay, baseball might be coming back to the Mecca, which is Arizona. And that'd be all 30 teams. So they're going to put 30 teams in one state.
I wanted to talk about that.
25 people on each team.
Yeah.
And like, I remember all the spring training facilities in Arizona that I went to like 10 years ago. And now the new ones, like the Cubs one, that's really cool. Gives you hope. But then there's like, then you look at something else, which the person has gone because of this virus. I don't really know. Like, I'm not seeing, okay, there's hope that on the 20th of May, everything will go back to like the restrictions are lifted and people can do what they were doing. I've heard that. I've heard 5 total months. So like you're talking like the fall or like August.
Yeah, it's like August. Yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, it does change by the day. Yeah, but about that major league thing, man. I don't know how they said they're going to quarantine the players for like 4.5 months, and but I don't like what happens if one person gets sick and then it's like 120-degree heat out here. I don't know, man. That's like a lot to cram in.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
This is like it's crazy, right? Because it's like it doesn't. Apparently, this thing is so like spread so quickly. Like, and you don't know. Like, do you think? I don't know how much you guys go out or go places. Me, I have to be out all the time because I have a side hustle. So,
take a shot every time Theron says side hustle during this episode.
Yeah, take a shot. Give it up. Drink champs. Or even just going to work. Like, I don't know. You don't know who you're not. It's not to say I don't. There's not like a fear of contact with people, but you have to be crazy, you know? I'm like, God forbid something. Maybe what if someone at work like has it or something? I think about those things. Crazy, but you could also have it and not even know.
That's true, man. Yeah, it affects everyone. Weird thing about this disease, like, it affects everyone differently. Like, one person can be like just a cold or like allergies. The next person could be like they need like a ventilator. Like within 2 days of getting in, they got like 105-degree fever. So, it's crazy. That's the thing that's scary about it. Yeah.
But they're saying Arizona is like being heavily affected by it, but you guys are under some sort of restriction too, right?
Yeah, we kind of pretty much copied California. We saw about it's like whatever California did, we did like 2 or 3 days later, and it just like hit us like 4 or 5 days later. So we're kind of a little bit ahead of it. So it's not like too bad. But yeah, like usually, like the parks are closed. Yeah, they got like police tape all around those. Like yeah, restaurants and bars and everything that's been closed for a couple weeks now. And yeah, like you said, if we're going on the road, like I went to Trader Joe's the other day. To pick up stuff, and it was like everyone, you had to wait in line like a Disneyland ride or Six Flags, and like everyone's 6 feet apart, and every time someone went in, someone else had to go out, or I mean the other way around. Every time someone out, someone had to go in. Yeah, they wiped down all the carts, and all the employees got masks and gloves on, and it's just like man. But to piggyback off what you said before, like you don't know, because if you're out and about, you go to a store, like this virus is so weird. Like if someone like coughs and like you don't know, like you could like it's so weird. Yeah, you like catch it, but it's by complete accident.
Yeah, it's certainly strange, you know.
I saw you got a mask, man. I saw that on Instagram. Russ
so one of my coworkers, his mom, I guess, I don't remember how she got. I think she bought them. I don't really know if she's medical field or however it happened, but he just was nice enough to give us some, because
that's cool.
Like, I don't want to buy into the hype, but I'm like, well, I should be cautious. It's obviously going around, like it's contagious enough. So him and like some other of the guys got some leftovers, but I was able to get 2 of them. So I gave one to my roommate. I'm like, wear it if you want to, don't wear it if you don't want to. So when I do deliveries, I try to wear it. I know it's for the peace of mind of the other person.
That's true, yeah.
At work, you definitely wear it because, again, enough people, and you don't know.
Yeah, that's the hard part. You don't know where other people are going and other people are doing. Like the other person, before they came into work, they could have went to Walmart or something, or went to or contacted someone. Yeah, you just don't know. That's how it spreads. It's like a game of telephone. Just like one person to the next person. Yeah.
So wild, man. It's definitely changed the way we live our lives. And we've now talked about it for more than 5 minutes. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I'm just waiting for the day where it's like, because I've heard that in Wuhan, China, where it's supposedly started, they're coming off of their lockdown, but it's been like 5 months that they've been on it.
Man, that's a long time.
We could see something like that. But then I'm like, okay, so when we come off of the lockdown, there's no vaccine. So doesn't that mean it'll just come back whenever it came back last time?
I think they're hoping if we do that in 5 months that enough people would have gotten it. So if people do start getting it, like everyone will have a bed in the hospital, everyone will have a ventilator, be more masks available, be more hand sanitizer, hand soap, everything will be more available because we shut it down for 5 months. So we'll be ready, we'll be more prepared next time. So next wave, yeah. Man, speaking of sketchy businesses, let's go right into pro wrestling.
Yes, let's do
sketchiest business on earth, and stuff you watch and you don't know you just watched. Boneyard matches and Firefly Funhouse matches, I think fall under both of those categories. I guess first question on the gate, WrestleMania 36. We gotta admit we were wrong. Yeah, we were wrong. We had very low. I think all three of us had very low expectations for WrestleMania 36. Because it was taped, because there was no fans around there, and we just didn't know how it was going to play out. And I think we had every right to be skeptical because it just wasn't for a lot of these matches. There wasn't a lot of build and there wasn't a lot of good story behind it. But under the bright lights of WrestleMania, it's a pretty damn good WrestleMania. It was two nights of entertainment, I would say. How about what do you think?
Based on listening to the playback of our most recent podcast, which featured our third member and producer, we definitely, and ones before that, we definitely predicted incorrectly. Looking on Facebook at stuff that people were saying, some people didn't like it, but I thought it was great. It was well put together given the circumstances, and I guess never question the moves of Vincent Kennedy McMahon in the time of crisis, because apparently he's got a handle on how to get you drawn in with no crowd, no fan reaction, no large arena or stadium. And, the wrestlers still dialed in, right? Like, it didn't look like anyone phoned their matches in. Even the bad matches, it didn't look like anyone phoned their matches in. Like, everyone really seemed to try to act as if they were entertaining 80,000. And I watched this WrestleMania with my roommate, who doesn't really watch wrestling, but he's watched some back in the day when he was younger, and kind of getting them into it a little bit. We were watching like NXT and Dynamite earlier, just flipping back and forth. But it's cool to see. It was cool to see the wrestlers like still act like they were on the biggest stage, even though they weren't literally. I liked it overall. I'll say that.
Well, I guess the second question is, should WrestleMania always be 2 nights, man? I mean, they had 19 matches, including the dark matches, which is just insane, which they could never do on a single night. Is this a better way to get more people on the card? And is it a better way for the fans watching at home where it's more spread out, man? It's just like 2 nights to celebrate as opposed to one Sunday night marathon.
I would say that 2 nights would be a good idea. I just want to know how they would present that package to the fans. Like, do you still pay the same price for 2 nights? Are you going to the same venue 2 nights in a row? I guess I'd probably do like NXT, like a Royal Rumble, like where you can just buy different tickets to different. You're there for the weekend, but you can either go to night 1 or night 2, or you can go to both. True. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, that solves that problem. Then yes, I'm in favor of 2 nights. I guess TakeOver would have to start running their own shows, or I guess WrestleMania, there just wouldn't be a TakeOver. TakeOver would just have to be separate, because TakeOver usually runs on the big 4. But I'd take it. I mean, I thought it was cool that they put way more matches together. Some of those matches were terrible. Or just didn't really need to be on the card, but I was highly impressed with the overall show. There was a lot of WrestleMania moments, and you had to know wrestling to know that they were WrestleMania moments, but they did happen. Shout out to my boy Otis getting the girl.
That was a good moment, man. Even the package, the little video package they played before it, man, it was like the WWE is really good at the hyping up their like little trailers right there.
Yeah, for sure. So are you're supporting a 2-night situation?
I am, man. I think so. It was just, I don't know, maybe because, I don't know. I mean, it's because this is so weird. We gotta take everything with a grain of salt just because of the circumstances the world is in right now. Everyone being quarantined and like stuck at home or stressed out. It's just a weird thing. But yeah, I enjoyed it because it's just like, okay, watch 3 hours on Saturday. Like it wrapped up on Saturday. Like here, it was over like by 6:30 or 7. So I was like, cool, man. Still got the rest of the night to do whatever. And then I can watch night 2 tomorrow night. And then night 2 came on and it was also like over like by 7:30. And it was just like, and it was only 3 hours the first night and like 3.5 hours the second night. So it was just like a long movie. But it went so fast because the card was so packed. And they didn't really do any long matches except for Edge and Orton. So I think it just flew by. And yeah, I'm kind of addicted to 2-night WrestleManias right now. But
take it.
yeah, I'll take it. The third question: what is your preferred match? The Boneyard match or the Firefly Funhouse match? Both matches were like nothing like we've ever seen from WWE, really. And they were both like almost critically acclaimed. Everyone kind of liked it. Everyone was kind of shocked by it. So, which one did you prefer? Do you prefer the Boneyard match or the Firefly Funhouse match?
Well, I gave this a lot of thought. I thought both matches were excellent in the way that they were both presented, both being offsite or offsite enough. I like the Firefly Funhouse match before. Our third fellow bro did send a tweet that was basically an analysis of that match and broke it down from like the beginning to the end. And it actually made perfect sense. It was possibly, now this is obviously speculation, but possibly John Cena's like final hurrah, which is crazy that The Undertaker is still wrestling after 30 years, and John Cena may be done for now, which I think he's already done because he doesn't wrestle more than like once or twice a year he comes around. I just thought the story was interesting. Some of the spots in it I didn't get, like the one spot where like Bray and John were like a tag team and John was lifting weights and Bray was like talking. I didn't understand it, but the person broke it down that like basically Ruthless Aggression John failed as a character. It's like a look at John's whole career. He failed as a character, Ruthless Aggression John, and then like he almost was fired. He was about to be fired, but because he was so big and strong, you know, WWE gave him a second chance. He reinvented himself as a doctor of thugonomics. Boom, superstardom, and it just kind of takes you down the whole match, breaks it all the way down. The Bray's like comeuppance and how the Fiend is basically like revenge for all of Bray's torment and sorrow. What about yourself? Did you like that one or the Boneyard match? Don't bury me.
Yeah, so different, man. Oh man, the Boneyard match was really good. They didn't like do any wrestling moves. The only thing that kind of disappointed me about that was just mostly just punches and just like. But it was such a cool like cinematic like story and like experience that I couldn't really poke too much fun at. It had like the perfect ending. It was kind of like telegraphed a little bit. You knew Undertaker was gonna win, but you was curious like how he's gonna get there. And I think they did that perfectly. Just him coming up on the motorcycle to Metallica, the fire, is the symbol at the end. It was all good, man. The Firefly Funhouse match, man. I was just like watching it, and I didn't know like when the match was starting, like what was pre-match. That was just the thing. Like you want to watch, like you want to go back and watch it again and figure out what it was, like what stuff you missed. I really like the NWO part of John Cena. That made me like crack up out loud, and that was like really cool. But the match itself was super short. Like Cena didn't get like any offense in, and it didn't like do anything. So I think I prefer the Boneyard match, but I would rather watch the Firefly Funhouse match again if that makes sense. But for one, I prefer the Boneyard. But I think the Firefly Funhouse is more like replay value.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. There was just a lot of punching and kicking and violence in that Boneyard match. Undertaker just handling AJ Styles, you know. AJ Styles getting some offense in, then getting thrown off the top of a shed.
Yeah, off the top of a shed.
I said, "Geez!" And then the Firefly match. I think the only offense was the mandible claw at the end. Like,
pretty much, yeah. John Cena missed like a chair shot, and you think he's punching Rambling Rabbit or the Pig?
Yeah.
Someone. Yeah, he didn't really. Yeah, there's only one thing, but the build up to that, yeah. I guess that's the one thing I didn't get either. The bodybuilding thing. I guess John Cena used to be a bodybuilder before he came into WWE. That's why he was making fun of him.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Like I said, the guy said, which I think that he just took a guess. So either one of those is probably right. Maybe it's just him as a bodybuilder before his WWE days. But the guy that analyzed it on Twitter said it was like reference to the fact that he was swole, so he'd get a second chance. So it was between the Ruthless Aggression era and the Dr. Thugonomics era. He had to like go and work out and like reinvent, even though he already works out all the time. So he had to like reinvent himself, and then he did reinvent himself, and now the Dr. Thugonomics succeeded for however many years, and then eventually you get to like them wanting John Cena to become a heel, but he doesn't do the heel thing. And I think that's what the NWO. This is all from this indie wrestler that Anthony found on Twitter. Tweeted this out. So, but it's interesting philosophy. It makes a lot of sense, the grand scheme of the story. And then the payoff is that now Bray is ready for anything, and he can conquer John Cena, who wouldn't give him a chance back at WrestleMania 30.
Yeah, I mean, Bray Wyatt really should have won that night.
Yeah, he should have
on it, man.
Should have won over. But I guess that was like John Cena. Was that like the end of John Cena's prime? If he's fighting Bray at 30.
I think he won the title one more time after that. Then he lost to Brock Lesnar.
Oh, okay.
Introduction of Suplex City. I think that was after that. Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah,
he did win the. Yeah. Anything else stick out from night one? Braun Strowman versus Goldberg, Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins, the triple threat ladder match, Lynch versus over Baszler in a quick match. Anything stick out from you from night one of WrestleMania?
So many things, but not too many things. The triple threat ladder match was excellent, right? I thought that was cool. You know, we found out Miz wouldn't be in the match very late last week when we were trying to make our picks. We're like, well, we don't really know, so we're just gonna pick this team. I think I got that one right, actually. But they just...
Who'd you pick? Yeah.
I think I picked them, Miz and Morrison. I think I was listening to the play, but I'm pretty sure I picked them because I know I didn't say Kofi. I didn't say anyone but them, so it was them.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give you points for that because you and Anthony are competing for first place on these picks.
Oh, yeah. I got a lot of the first few right, but I thought that match was awesome. They had some dope spots there. You know, John Morrison falling off the ladder at the end with one Uso and Kofi holding just the hook, and he had the belts. That was really cool. I was surprised to see Shayna Baszler not win that title.
Right.
Because now I'm like, well, I get it. Becky's the man, but Becky's been the man for over a year. So I thought they would just change hands because they were really, the way they were just building up Baszler just seems like she was indestructible. But I guess they just did that to show that Becky can beat anyone. So now I'm just wondering what happens with the Raw title off of that. Braun Strowman winning the Universal title. That was one of the matches I didn't like, but I knew he was going to win. I knew he would win. I was just like, I don't know how they're going to get there. So it was like 4 spears versus 4 power slams. I guess 4 power slams.
That was the whole match.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. You knew Goldberg wasn't going to give you much more than that, though. So I guess kudos to Braun. You filled in. You filled in well for Roman. So maybe they reignite Roman and Braun because that's what everyone wants to see. I don't really know.
That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know either. As far as the picks go, looks like you and Anthony tied. Now that you have the Miz and Morrison thing, you out of that's amazing. Out of how many matches? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Out of 17 matches we picked, you both got 14 right.
Oh, wow.
The only ones you guys wrong is the Kabuki Warriors and Baszler. No, I think you beat Anthony. You only got, Kabuki Warriors and Baszler. The only 2 you got wrong. The only 2 he got wrong was Kabuki Warriors and, he picked Daniel Bryan and he picked Sting. So, no, you did win. You got 15 right. It's amazing. You should have bet on this.
Did you say Sting?
Yes, he did pick Sting as the replacement for Roman Reigns into beating Goldberg. Well, you pick Strowman, and I pick Goldberg to retain whoever he faced. And yeah, man, you got 15 out of 17. That might be a record. I don't think anyone's gonna beat that.
I should have bet the sports books on that. Can you bet on in Vegas still? I think you can.
You can definitely bet online. Yeah, online sports books. Yeah, you only got. Well, I picked. I got 8 right. I picked Goldberg, Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler, Sasha Banks, the Usos, Kabuki Warriors, Baron Corbin, and Dolph Ziggler. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Yep. It's okay. Rhea Ripley. I would have taken that pick. But I just had a feeling they were going to put Charlotte over again. She gets all the accolades. That was a really
good match. Yeah,
it was so good. Very calculated, very targeted. I just watched a little video package on NXT. Charlotte just makes a statement about being the queen, and then Rhea Ripley, they show her backstage like crying and being like, she was tougher than I thought she would be, and then it just cuts away. But I guess Rhea Ripley had to go take care of some stuff back home. That's maybe why she dropped the title.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but we'll see. She'll be back. I'm sure she'll bounce back. And Charlotte already has a new number 1 contender because they quietly well, not quietly. I don't know. Empty arenas is just too much TV in 1 week. But I guess they have they were doing like a tournament. And the people that advanced fought in like a almost Money in the Bank type ladder match, but it was like an NXT Women's Championship Money in the Bank ladder match. Io Shirai was the winner, so she'll get the first crack at old Charlotte.
Man, though she has any chance, but they'll put on really good matches together.
Yeah, they'll definitely put on good matches. What else? That was night 1. What was your favorite? Did we already talk about your favorite parts of night 1?
You already moved on to night 2. Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
No, I slept on. I did take a nap during first little bit of night 1s. Which ones I sleep through? I slept through Sami Zayn.
He won.
I know.
I picked him to win.
I can't believe that, man. I picked him to win too, actually, and I was in and out of the ladder match, but it was really good. I think I woke up when Kevin Owens is jumping on Seth Rollins off the top of the. Of the thing.
Perfect timing.
Perfect. Yeah, man. But yeah, man. I thought night 2. I think night 2 was better though, because it had the last man standing match. I had Otis and Ziggler, Flair and Ripley. Even the SmackDown Women's Championship match was pretty decent.
It was so good, right?
Yeah, it was really good because it had the Banks and Bayley element, and then Naomi and Lacey Evans came to play too, man.
So tell me that since WWE has spent like 4 years on Ciampa Gargano, they'll reignite Bayley and Sasha Banks one more time.
I think probably maybe for SummerSlam, man. It'd be interesting. Maybe Sasha Banks wins the Money in the Bank contract or something. Yeah, that would really. Uh-oh.
No, I'm still here. I was going to say something, but I didn't want to cut you off.
My computer made a sound. It was alerting me something. But what were you going to say?
I was gonna say, so that's the next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank. So they're gonna go ahead and film that? Like,
I don't know, man. That's true. Yeah, it's true. It's like the first week of May. I mean, they were advertising it during WrestleMania. I don't know if you saw the commercials. Yeah, they played it a couple of times. I was like, still playing this commercial, guys?
How many people are in the Money in the Bank ladder match? Like 5, 6?
Yeah, at least 5 or 6. Yeah, it's a little pushing the brink. Yeah.
Plus a cameraman, and then you got to have a sound. So you're at about 9 people already. But there was probably about that many people in the arena at any given time throughout the show because you had Gronk and Mojo kind of co-hosting until Gronk won the 24/7 title and took off. Shout out Gronk, and then Titus O'Neil popped up out of nowhere.
He started his hosting. Yeah, what the hell, Titus?
He's like, well, the show needs a host. And then he's like, I don't know what I just saw. And then I don't think we ever saw him again after that.
Yeah, he disappeared after the Firefly Funhouse. He was in shock. He did the perfect reaction for that, actually.
It was great. What were we talking about?
Yeah, man, the Money in the Bank's being the next pay-per-view, so that's going to be weird how they're going to navigate. They're going to tape it, or they're going to bring everyone back to tape that event and send everyone back home, or...
Is that what they've been doing? Is kind of keeping people at home?
I have no idea, man. Yeah, I don't know. Like, they're very under-secretive. Like, I don't know if the superstars are at home right now, or they're in Florida taping stuff, or what, man. They were watching from their home, WrestleMania from their house, or... I just don't know who's showing up where. I know they then Raw after WrestleMania they taped already, so that was taped. So I don't know what they're gonna do for SmackDown, if they taped that right after that too, or what. And then what's gonna happen next week? They have to. Jeez, man, this is so tricky right now. I have no idea what they're gonna do. Yeah.
Did you catch any of Raw from Monday? It was like they put all their creativity into all the WrestleMania, and then the Raw wasn't very much like must see.
I was afraid of that, so I didn't want to. I was like, man, WWE like went out on a high note. They gave me 2 good nights of television. I'm not gonna risk like watching Raw like live, and maybe I'll catch some of the highlights. But then I saw the highlights, and like, there's nothing that made me want to go out of my way to like check it out. Except maybe Big Show versus Drew McIntyre, which I thought was the most random.
So random. So like, I was home. So I'll give you my Raw timeline real quick. So I was home that night at the end in the last segment. And I just turned on Raw to catch the last like 10 minutes, and I turned it on, and I think McIntyre was talking. He was describing like what made him beat Brock Lesnar, you know, Paul Heyman yelling, you know, just keep F5 in them, which that took me back to WrestleMania when I listened to Paul Heyman yell, keep F5 in them, you can't kick out. Talking about that, and then the Big Show music hits, and I'm like, why is the Big Show here? I thought he was doing Netflix now. Like, he has a Netflix show, and then boom, he hits the ring, talks a little smack, and we get a WWE Championship match just like that with no belt. Obviously,
yeah. Why was it for the title? Why wouldn't it just be like a non? Why would he get a title?
I don't know. Big Show said he didn't even want a title match. He just wanted to fight the guy because he just. You know, he wanted to see, I think he wanted to test his toughness, or he was just like, I'm here.
But who randomly fights a guy after he just beat Brock Lesnar at the end of WrestleMania?
Because it was right after WrestleMania, right? Like that happened literally right after the match. I don't know. I didn't understand that, but that's exactly why you shouldn't have watched Raw. All that happened was Asuka beat Liv Morgan. I think they should just bring back the old Liv Morgan and act like they never did this new Liv Morgan. Bobby Lashley, I think, is breaking up with Lana, maybe. And then they did like a lot of
recaps.
Well, they did recaps. They did what are being called call ups. Like Bianca Belair is on Raw now. She showed up. That went from like a tag team match between the Street Pro. It was a rematch of the WrestleMania match. Rematch there, and then it turned into like Bianca Belair versus Selena Vega. Then it turned into a 3-way mixed tag match. Doesn't matter. The good guys won. That's all you need to know. Other than that, there was really nothing important that happened on the show. There was other so maybe they can't use enhancement talent right now, so they were putting some NXT guys through the ropes. So like Seth Rollins fought some dude, demolished him. There was another match with another random guy from NXT who fought like maybe Aleister Black fought Apollo Crews. Again, no need, you know.
Poor Apollo Crews.
Yeah, just kidding. I mean, that's WWE.
There was no need for that because Aleister Black just won at WrestleMania, so why does he have to beat Apollo Crews?
I don't know. Oh, and then the burial of Ricochet and Cedric Alexander continues. They won their match. They're in a tag match. They beat some other NXT talent. I guess they're a tag team now. For now, I don't know. I think Vince is low.
I think they beat Oni Lorcan and Denny Burke.
That's who it was. Like I said, it was. Those guys are relevant. So Raw was very unwatchable. There was not a lot of like progression in any new storylines. And then they do Drew McIntyre versus Big Show. You could have done like McIntyre versus some other like I don't know, pissed off Bobby Lashley or I don't know anyone. They could have still lost, but it would have been cool if it had been someone that's been on TV or relevant to any storyline for the last several months. I don't know.
Anyone but Big Show, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Big Show's grit. He's big. He's still 500 pounds, but he doesn't really wrestle anymore, right?
He's got a show on Netflix, The Big Show Show.
Yeah, and it's a comedy.
This is a family comedy. Yeah, it's like a good old classic family comedy. Like it should be on TJF.
Yeah,
quite frankly.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. The one thing we didn't talk about is Edge versus Randy Orton, man.
Ooh.
Did you? Man, that was. I just read on Cage Side Seats it's the second longest match in WWE in WrestleMania history.
How long was that match?
It was said it was 30. It says 36 minutes long.
Seemed longer.
Which is It did seem longer, man. I think with the intros, I don't know when they started counting it, but Yeah, man. Second longest match. The only other match was longer was Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels.
Dang.
That's kind of crazy that they waited this many WrestleManias, and that was the second longest match. But I thought it was really good, man. Some people were saying it was too long. I just might have been, but I mean, Edge versus Randy Orton, that's so much like hype behind it, so much build to it that I didn't mind that they literally went all across the arena, like all across the performance center, and touched everything in there pretty much. So I didn't mind. I didn't mind it at all, man. I thought it was really good. Told a really good story, and I thought Orton was going to win it, and then I thought Edge was going to win it. So it was good. It kept me on my seat. It had me guessing, which is hard to do nowadays.
Yeah, man. That story there was so cool. Going all the way back to like Royal Rumble, which wasn't that long ago in retrospect, but it was in story mode. Back when fans were around, shout out to fans. And then culminating with that concerto on top of the NXT trailer. Randy just doing Randy, just really making that look like it hurt. You know? It was great. This is Edge's first official one-on-one singles match back in the ring. And he brought it. Like, I was like, I didn't know if they would be careful. You know, neck is a serious thing. And it looked like they just went all out. They kicked the crap out of each other all over the arena. I've always liked Randy Orton, unlike the rest of you. So, you know, I knew he would bring it. And it did look like at one point he would win. But at the end of the day,
was crazy, man.
Edge had to prevail for himself, his pride. And now I think, you know, we'll wait and see if we get more Edge. Like Edge, and I thought the match it filled up a good amount of time.
How about, do you think Randy Orton was going to punt Edge at any point in time?
I was hoping he would try to.
Gosh.
Look, man, if they're gonna
have any respect for Edge's neck, man, come on. He's the first match since WrestleMania 27.
He took
a family.
He took a concerto the very next night after Royal Rumble.
True.
You know, I mean, might as well go all out, right? At least try. He didn't. Let's not say he succeeded. I thought he was going to punt him when Edge put him in that like whatever that MMA choke is. I've never seen that. I thought he was going to punt him then, but I guess he was going for the concerto then at the very end when he just choked him out and then he chair shotted him to give him extra oomph.
Oh, Edge would have punted Orton, you're saying?
Yeah, either or. Anyone getting punted would have been fun.
A good old punting, like Baxter off the bridge.
Yeah, just a solid kick to the head, just to put you down more. Jeez, no, I'm glad
so brutal, man.
Yeah. I didn't know if any weights were going to get involved because they were like teetering around the weight area.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty intense, man. Yeah, Randy Orton had a plate at one point.
Yeah, exactly. Those are metal. They hurt. You know, I'd never want to be hit by one or have one used as a weapon.
Against it. Yeah.
Yeah. Gargano and Ciampa tore themselves up in the same manner tonight. That grudge match, that final battle.
Said it like they filmed. They said it. Did you watch any of the match? They said they like filmed it differently, or was it like a typical match, or
it was filmed as if it wasn't made. It was, well, I guess everything's been, but it was presented like the Boneyard match and the Firefly match. Like it was filmed at NXT's Performance Center, but it was like
it made it look like a movie. Yeah,
right. Even though Candice LeRae participated in the ladder match for the #1 contendership, she somehow was able to switch from live TV to movie set TV just in time for this match to take place. Yeah, they beat the crap. I was flipping back and forth because I was like, this is like the third time they fought. They're just going to beat the crap out of each other, which is what they did. They ripped up the ring mat to expose like the bare wood. There was some kicks to the crown jewels at the end there, some debauchery, some sinning. And I think Johnny Gargano's a heel now. So is Candice LeRae.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what I saw. But yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Cool, man. So NXT's on track. AEW starting their TV title tournament, I guess.
Yep, that started today. That's all I know. Brody Lee keeps poking fun at Vince McMahon, I guess. I think that's what they've turned his character into. I don't see the comparison, but that's what That's what the internet keeps saying. Brody Lee all his segments are basically making fun of Mr. McMahon. Have you seen that?
I saw some of it, man, but yeah, I guess I got to go back and watch more of it. But I think I don't know, man. I guess, I mean, it's a good twist to what they're doing with the Dark Order, but yeah, I guess if it's working, it works. But I'm glad I get to hear him talk more, which is good because he feels like he's good on the mic, which is cool.
Yeah, he's talking. Anything else from WrestleMania that you really want to like visit?
I mean, yeah, I think my favorite match was the Last Man Standing match. Yeah, and I didn't talk about Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. That was kind of like that match was basically like Strowman versus Goldberg almost, except with claymores and suplexes instead of power slams and spears.
Sounds like you didn't like it very much.
I didn't like either, man.
Okay, that's fair.
I wish, especially Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre, I felt like they could have had a long, good match. I mean, maybe they didn't want to. I mean, at least it was only 4 minutes long, according to.
That sounds about right.
I didn't even think it was that long. I didn't even feel that long. It was, yeah.
Were there any suplexes?
I think there was a German suplex, maybe, but it wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, they just sold.
It wasn't. Yeah.
They just sold the idea of McIntyre kicking out of the F5. Mm-hmm. It was short. I think it was like the first F5 he kicked out at 1 second. You know, like, oh, this is like Roman Reigns again. But Roman Reigns kicked out of like 4 F5s until he finally didn't kick out. And I guess Matt kicked out at 1 second, then 2 seconds, and then.
How can you disrespect the F5 so easily? Like 1 second kick out, man. This doesn't make make any sense to me. Yeah.
No, if you think about the fact of the legacy of the Beast Incarnate and how the F5 is a move that no one kicks out of. Well, not at 1 second. It's really hard to kick out of. It should put anyone down. He kicks out at the second, then he kicks out after like a quick 2. And I think from there he basically reversed it and gave him like 3 Claymore kicks, won the title. Boom, boom, boom. This could be an awful title reign, or it could be cool. I don't know. I'm not necessarily on or off the bandwagon that is Drew McIntyre, nor am I on or off the bandwagon of the Universal Champ, Braun Strowman. But that, I think, is where they probably lapsed the most, is both of the presentations of both of those matches. They were just bad. I was just like, all right, so these are our 2 new champions. Braun Strowman is like giant, so whoever he loses is going to take some shenanigans. Drew McIntyre is also a giant, but who's
taller than Brock Lesnar? Yeah,
who's going to bring the best out of him? That's what I want to see. But yeah, I agree. I didn't really care for those 2. I thought it was cool for the moments for the 2 guys that won, but I was like, eh. The only other thing I want to talk about, have you watched any of these Dark Side of the Rings that you've been sending the videos?
No, man. I know, man. There's the Chris Benoit one. There's the New Jack one. The last one was a Brawl for All, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
The Brawl for All tournament. Yeah, man. I haven't watched any of them. I haven't watched zero, nada.
Geez.
I've only watched the trailers and seen everything on. I watched the last seasons with the Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth was really good. And I thought there was another one I watched, but yeah, I really, they're all like on my queue, just waiting to see. They're all recorded and ready to go, but I have not watched any of them, man.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah. Is there any takeaway from the New Jack one? Any fun fact you learned? One of my favorite ECW characters.
Oh my God. He did a lot of cocaine.
the Rick James of ECW.
He did a lot of cocaine. I guess that character was born in mid-championship wrestling, Mid-South, or I don't know. One of those other like NWA promotions. And then when he got to ECW, it just went off. The thing just really chronicles his worst beatings that he gave to people on that show and why. And his whys
he did some crazy like jumps, man. I remember like jumping off the scaffolds all the time. That was like his signature move.
But he wasn't very like, it wasn't like acrobatic jumps like a luchador. It was just like straight up fall dive onto somebody. And
no, man, they made sorry, just a quick sidebar. They made an N64 ECW game, and like that was his special move. Like it looked so crappy. It looked like the stupidest thing. Just him going to the top rope and him just falling on people was basically his special move.
What?
I was like, you charge up to that, and it was just like he would just like flop on you. It just looked horrible. And like 64-bit graphics, I mean, it had their limitations, but that special move looked just horrible. That's how I remember New Jack.
Yeah, that was they showed a lot of his stage dives. They showed like why he would beat the crap out of people. The mass transit incident. They talked about that.
Was this like some like indie fan who like volunteered to wrestle and then New Jack just took it too far?
The fan was a wrestler, but the wrestler was 17, but he told him he was 21. I guess the guy was arrogant. And in wrestling, the way it goes is if you're dealing with a veteran, you don't tell the veteran what you want to do in the match. And I guess the guy was trying, so it just made New Jack mad. Now, mind you, he was on cocaine. Let's not forget that, because he does let you know that he was on cocaine. He was like, I was high, and this guy's just making me mad. And then, you know, the rest of the story is history. He takes it to him. He cuts him open with like a scalpel. He cuts him deep and bad, and then he just beats the crap out of him. Another incident with another guy, some other indie guy that he wrestles. He goes to the guy, he tries to talk to him. The guy kind of brushes him off. And then something happened that made him mad in the match. So then he took him all the way up to the top of something they had built and like threw him off the top of that. And if the guy,
I think I saw it in the trailer. Oh, I hit like everything on the way down. Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, if the guy the guy barely missed not missing the ring or missing the ring altogether, he would have died. Then there was another one where he beat up like an 80-year-old man because the guy was known for like no selling people's like worst attacks. So he beat that guy up really badly.
Why was an 80-year-old no selling wrestler?
I don't know if he's 80, but he's up there. He's so tough that he doesn't get beat up.
What kind of characters, man? This makes me want to go watch ECW's hardcore moments, but another no, I don't know if they showed this during the documentary. Another New Jack moment. He started beating someone up with a like vacuum cleaner. He was beating the crap out of someone with a vacuum cleaner.
They did not show that.
And then he went to the top and like pushed him to the table, and like he started sweeping up the table parts with a vacuum cleaner. He was doing like a little New Jack dance. He's probably high on cocaine when he did this.
Yeah,
it was just damn hilarious.
He loves cocaine and alcohol. He and they would show like, you know, I don't know if you haven't watched, so they do like the reenactment in between them telling the story, but it's like kind of dark, so you can't see and they would just show him like doing cocaine as a reenactment. He would just have it, and he'd just be sniffing it before the match, and then, you know, he'd go out there and dive through a tail. You can't feel it, you know, he's on cocaine, so his whole body's it's insane. That one was cool. The Brawl for All, when I watched that one today, that one was awesome. A lot of these ones feature Jim Cornette. He's on like a lot of them, you know, because he's like the super fan of wrestling. He's been involved in just about every single thing. The Brawl for All was interesting because I remember that was like our first year being friends. That all happened at like it was like the fall of 98 through 99.
WrestleMania 15, man. I just rewatched that WrestleMania because I wanted to see Rock versus Austin headline that. It was the first WrestleMania they headlined together.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. That was the first WrestleMania we met, man. Yeah. I don't know if we got that on pay-per-view or not.
We did. We watched it at my house. Y'all would get all the
I thought we watched WrestleMania 2000 at your house too.
Did we?
Is that true or false too? Yeah.
We might have. We definitely watched 15 there. It was crazy. I don't remember.
That's awesome. That was a pretty good pay-per-view. I rewatched it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was good. That was rocking in Austin. But from that Brawl for All, they were just saying how terrible of an idea it was because it was Vince Russo. Vince Russo developed the idea because he was pissed off at JBL because JBL was a bully and JBL would bully people. So he was like,
JBL got knocked the F out. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, he was like, why don't we just do a boxing tournament for a lot of these guys that are kind of in limbo, but it's going to be real. Like they're actually going to box.
Why would the wrestlers agree to this? This is the 90s is crazy, man.
I don't know. Whoever pitched it to him, they all said yes. You had Kama Mustafa, who became the Godfather. Well, he was the Godfather already. It was Bart Gunn, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and it was cool to see just like the behind the story because like this is a shoot fight that all these people are having. Bart Gunn's just moving up the ladder. He goes to fight Dr. Death. Dr. Death, Steve Williams, I guess, was penciled in to like have this big feud with Stone Cold because whoever won was supposed to get the big push. And it was supposed to be him, I guess. but Bart Gunn knocked him out, if I'm not mistaken. I'm like, so you're betting a shoot fight on this guy being the strongest fighter, but you don't know who the actual strongest fighter are.
Strongest fighter is, right? I know, man. Yeah, I think Dr. Death, Steve, he went to Oklahoma and played like football or wrestling.
He did
so
both.
JR was, yeah.
He did both.
But it doesn't mean you know how to box, man.
Well,
one takes a one punch.
Yeah,
man.
it was Russo's idea. So then, like, Cornette's always super animated, and people love him and hate him, or mostly hate him. And he's saying like I think after Dr. Death loses, and I mean, they showed the footage of a lot of this tournament. Bart Gunn knocked out the Godfather, Dr. Death, and JBL. He knocked them all out.
That's crazy, man. He's got those power punches.
Yeah, just power punches.
Guns.
And he had no character, so like he wins the tournament, and Cornette goes and cusses out Vince Russo, leaves a nasty voicemail, and basically goes after he knocks out. He's like, "Do you know what you just did, you idiot? You just ruined Dr. Death Steve Williams' career," because Cornette takes wrestling so seriously. And I guess Dr. Death never recovered from the loss, but then Bart Gunn got knocked out by Butterbean, and that was Vince McMahon's idea. He's like, well, since he's a boxer, I'm gonna fight Butterbean.
Why would you hire a real boxer to fight your wrestler? I don't get what was the thought process behind that. Bart Gunn had no chance.
It was a good idea. It was good-ish. It was good-ish at the time. I guess because Bart had beat everyone else. So then Bart decided to start training like a boxer, and he had won all those fights by just brawling with those guys, just fist to fist. Whoever got the fists off. And so when he goes to fight Butterbean, he tried to box him, and Butterbean's an actual boxer, so he just beat him up.
Like, I remember I watched the fight. Yeah, it was like literally like last weekend. I don't think Bart Gunn got any punches off.
No. Yeah, I remember watching it. I remember watching it at my house with y'all when we were teenagers and being like, holy crap. He just got beat up.
And it was bad, man. It was bad. I didn't even understand what a knockout was, man. I wasn't really understanding it in boxing or MMA. I wasn't really into that or anything. So I was like, damn. Yeah. I don't know like how bad he really got beat up. Then I'm watching it as an adult, like he really got messed up. Like,
I don't think his career was the same after that.
It was. I actually had to go to Wikipedia and look up if he ever wrestled again. He got like fired from WWE or didn't get his contract renewed like a month later. But he did wrestle in Japan for like 5 or 6 more years. So
okay, that
surprised me. I thought he fell off completely, but yeah, he did actually have some success in Japan, which kind of made me happy because he got done dirty, man.
Yeah.
He got done really. What were you gonna say?
He was the wrong gun because Billy got the push. He just got pushed.
Seriously, man. Yeah, he got pushed aside and knocked out for trouble. The next Dark Side of the Ring episode is about Jimmy Snuka and the death of Nancy Argentino.
I really feel like YouTube has a series that has done all of these stories already, and they're just now on Vice TV for some.
And there's another one. Another one after that is the assassination of Dino Bravo.
Okay.
I don't know what that. And the next one is about Dave Schultz, which I know he was an amateur wrestler. I don't know if he's alive or not. And then after that is Herb Adams and the UWF, which I don't know what that is.
No idea. You don't know who Dino Bravo is?
I remember who Dino Bravo was, but he wrestled with Earthquake and he was Canadian strongest man. I didn't know he was dead though, or got assassinated.
Oh yeah, it was brutal.
Oh my god!
He was assassinated by like some mafia. They say one of them.
Oh yeah, he died at age 44. He died in 1993. Holy crap!
Yeah, he was murdered.
Oh god, a real murdering. Okay, he got killed with a trident or something. Oh damn.
Yeah, something bad happened with the mob. I think that's how that story went. He was in it with the mob for real. And
oh man, these last 2 ones are gonna be good, man. The Road Warriors is episode number 9 for the season, and they're closing it out big. Owen Hart.
Oh
gosh, man, that's gonna be brutal. They started off Chris Benoit, two-parter this season.
Yeah,
ending with Owen Hart. WWE must hate the Dark Side of the Ring very much.
Yeah, they have to. When do these shows air, by the way? Because I just pull them up on YouTube.
The next one is April 4th. They air on Tuesdays. Yeah, Tuesdays. So next one, April 14th, the 21st, 28th, and all the way to May 19th.
Oh my gosh. They're going to end with art?
Yeah, man. That's going to be... I still haven't watched that pay-per-view.
What pay-per-view?
Yeah. What pay-per-view where Owen Hart dies.
Oh.
They continue on? Yeah.
It's still on?
Yeah, I think it's still on the WWE Network. Yeah.
Oh, what pay-per-view was
Over
that
the
again?
Edge. Over the Edge, 1998.
Over the.
I think it would happen, or 1999. It happened. Wow, I think it happened a couple months after that WrestleMania. We were at your house.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, then.
Yeah, you're right. That was on ESPN, actually.
Yeah, because it was 99. Yeah, 99 was the WrestleMania 15, and 2000 was WrestleMania 2000. So, yeah, we were still watching wrestling back then.
So they kept that pay-per-view on. They have to have edited that whole part out.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think the Owen Hart part happened in the prelims.
Like the pre-show?
Like the Sunday Night Heat schedule. I would have to read. There's so much on the Wikipedia. I can't scroll through it all tonight. But yeah, I think it happened on the pre-show, and the main event of that match, it was Undertaker versus Stone Cold. Yeah, and the Undertaker beat Stone Cold that night, and they changed the championship. So I don't know, maybe that's why they wanted to keep it going, or what. But it was one of WWE's worst decisions ever to keep that freaking card going after that.
There was a time where Jerry Lawler had a heart attack on Raw, and they continued the show during.
That's true, man. That was only a couple of years ago, man.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's back on Raw. Just saying. They don't.
Somehow.
They just push through everything, I guess. Death, heart attacks, coronavirus.
That's why we said this is the sketchiest thing. Yeah, pro wrestling might be the sketchiest thing.
Yeah, for real, though.
That is it, man. We are about 10 minutes over. Not including my 2 minutes of bantering with myself. But yeah, man, I think we covered everything, man. We covered Major League Baseball, coronavirus, side hustles, Tiger King, 2 nights of WrestleMania, Dark Side of the Ring, NXT. Kind of hit everything, man. All without a producer. So hopefully this audio gets to the producer's hands. And this will be on iTunes, and you'll be listening to a crystal clear connection of me and Theron bantering about.
Yep. Don't pay attention to the behind the scenes. It's all smoke.
All smoke and mirrors. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Check us out on iTunes or on Twitter, kind of more. I'm trying to be on there a little bit more. Instagram, I think Anthony handles that, but I don't know if we posted a meme in 6 months. But hopefully he'll get back onto that. Maybe he'll hear this and be motivated back. Theron should be in charge of Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Theron can start running on Facebook because he's good with the engagement and comments. Maybe Theron will start posting more on Facebook. Got a couple hundred fans over there. So, yeah, man. So check us out on all the social media platforms. Subscribe, like, share. Share the show is the best way of spreading the word. Share it on Instagram, Facebook. Good stuff. Any last words, Theron, for this post WrestleMania 36 recap?
Still prefer Arizona.
Mecca. Wash your hands, people. Play that guitar solo.